Alrighty, everyone's favorite time of year where we get to dump on the worst movies of the year for 2019. I used to love watching these on all the movie channels and everything. What are the worst movies of the year? Because chances are I've seen them. And that really, really is disturbing that I paid money to see some of these films. So we're going to talk about them, and we're going to make fun of them right after this. Alright, I've seen more movies than everybody at this table. Paul's pretty close, but
You've been gone for so many months that I might have seen more than you.
That's true, but you only go see the ones that are supposed to be good.
He sees free movies on the ships.
Fair, and I go see bad movies just because I'm bored. So we're gonna see. I'll start off with you, Paul. What do you think is? And these are in no particular order.
No.
But at the end, I'm gonna ask everybody what you think the worst of these movies was, in your opinion. So go ahead.
I'm going to say the beginning of the year, my first very big disappointment was Brightburn. So that's when a kid, just like Superman, comes down, Evans is raised by a farmer family. Turns out that he's evil and was sent here to conquer the world or something like that.
Great concept. Great concept in that movie. I thought that movie had, like, the concept itself had potential.
Trouble is, they just turned it into a humglum horror movie instead of delving into a superhero that has those powers that doesn't really care what we think.
Right. They should have made that more like The Boys, right?
Yeah. So, and that's what The Boys is actually copying, that same concept. So, all right, I didn't have that one down. It was on my honorable mention because I stared at it. I went, was it the worst? It's bad, but I didn't do it. So, do you have any others that you can think of?
Do you want to go?
Do I go for one?
Well, I'll throw it. How about Pikachu, Detective?
Oof.
Pokemon Detective.
It was disappointing, but I wouldn't have called it
I think it was a huge disappointment.
Mostly because of what they did.
I know, but when you go to see a Pokemon movie, you want and like big budget Pokemon movie, you want the Pokemon backstory. You want Pokemon.
We wanted Ash, and we wanted all the characters, and we got Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. It was made for kids, and kids enjoyed it.
I think kids also would have enjoyed the actual story.
But they may have enjoyed another movie based on a different plot line, but they enjoyed this one too. So,
maybe. I mean, they sat through it.
Right.
No, they actually enjoyed it. Like, there was lots of evidence out there that kids enjoyed it.
Us adults, we didn't like it as much.
I was okay.
Although Ryan Reynolds.
You really hate that guy.
I've been talking about Star Wars a lot. Ryan Reynolds did his best to entertain us as Pikachu.
Okay.
So, all right. I got a couple here. Let's start off with, how about Hellboy?
Okay.
How about Hellboy?
Hellboy.
I don't have a lot of expectations for Hellboy to begin with.
Well, it was supposed to be rebooted, and it was supposed to be grittier.
Did you see the first Hellboy?
Yeah. I saw both the first Hellboys.
Okay.
At least I laughed a couple times in that movie.
The original Hellboys were awesome.
They were okay.
The army one, the second one wasn't great.
No, but the first one was
okay.
It was okay.
It was a new sort of
one,
comic book take on movies, but I think that's been done now.
The new reboot one was, I'm sorry, the story was horrible, the acting was horrible, the special effects were horrible, everything was horrible.
So I didn't have expectations of it, and they delivered on that.
They did deliver. They delivered the low expectations.
Right.
So.
Okay. How about Charlie's Angels?
Yeah.
I will say Charlie's Angels kind of sucked for a lot of reasons. One of them is not Kristen Stewart. She was great in it.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I was blown away. But she was the comic relief, and for some reason every time she said a joke, it wasn't funny.
It didn't land, no.
No, I don't think it was her delivery. I just think it was... there's something I can't put my finger on.
It was the timing. I don't know if it was the editing of the movie or what, but the humor wasn't landing.
Yeah, and then they focused way too much on female empowerment. It was in your face rather than just giving us a good action movie with women in it. The action was very close up, then boo, 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 and then you don't really see, like in John Wick, you see everything happening in front of you. And this was just all fakery, and it was not very enjoyable.
Yeah.
The plot line kind of... Charlie's Angels. You see how much money it made in its opening weekend. You understand it was one of the worst movies.
Well, I'll tell you, I've started to try and watch this movie 4 times now. And I get to the halfway point, and I fall asleep. I don't fall asleep watching movies too often. I can't get through it yet. So I'm going to have to agree with you, because what I've seen so far was just dribble. It really was. It was dribble. What else you got?
What else you got?
Oh, I got more.
I do too.
Give us one.
Well, okay. Well,
But you have one on my list, so go ahead. Give me one more on your list.
Well, I probably have a lot of them, but I have Terminator Dark Fate.
Yeah.
I think it was an okay movie for someone who's never seen Terminator before, but it was a terrible Terminator movie, and I didn't think they used the characters properly, and...
I think it was a fine action movie,
Yeah.
but it was a bad Terminator movie.
Yeah, we want to see what happens next in the story, and all they did was say, oh, we're starting the story over again with new people.
And that's all they tend to be doing in all the last movies of Terminator. So.
They're just slapping a fresh coat of paint on what they already have.
Okay. I'll throw one out there. The Hustle.
I didn't see it. That one you reviewed by yourself.
You were lucky.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway. I love Anne Hathaway's. I think she's a great actress. Rebel Wilson. I don't think she's a great actress, but Anne
But she is an actress.
Anne Hathaway gave me hope. But this movie was so bad. Just so bad. And you know what? I honestly think Rebel Wilson, replace it with somebody else doing a different shtick than the Rebel Wilson stick, and it might have worked. But her brand of, look at me, I'm heavy and I'm vulgar, and all, the movie just got boring.
Well, that's the only character she does.
I know. And it didn't suit this movie at all, because Anne Hathaway can act. She's an actress.
Circles around.
Yeah. And so I don't
Rebel
know.
Wilson.
I guess she needed a paycheck because it was horrible.
I'm going to talk about 2 movies that I think will be on a lot of people's worst movie of the year list. And I don't think they're as bad as people are going to talk about. And I'm not going to talk about Star Wars. That's too recent.
Yeah.
Okay? But Captain Marvel and Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think those are going to be on everybody's worst movies of the year list. And
It's not on mine.
I don't think they were that bad.
No. Dark Phoenix was not great, but it certainly wasn't a horrible movie.
No,
By
it's
no
something
means.
you go to. You might give it a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of
Yeah.
10 or something. But worst movie of the year, I don't know.
No.
There was so much outrage and...
I think, for the most part, people have just sort of already written it off, though. It didn't make an impact on them enough to even remember it.
No, but it doesn't belong in the worst movies of the year list.
No, more of the
'Cause
insignificant.
And this Captain Marvel, I gave it like a 6. It was
Captain
it's
Marvel,
just a bland superhero movie.
Captain Marvel was sunk because of the political agenda that was surrounding it, not necessarily for the movie itself.
and the actress herself.
outside of the movie.
Outside of the movie, and she wasn't endearing in the movie neither.
No, but not enough to make the movie the worst.
No, but that's why it'll be on a lot of people's lists. But I still haven't heard you say the worst movie of the year yet.
Oh, am I forgetting something?
Yeah? Do you not have it? Are you done your list?
Well, there's one on here that I didn't see.
Oh, I know you saw it because you saw it with me. And you're going to go, oh yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Worse than every movie you've said so far.
What is it?
Playing with Fire.
Oh,
Huh?
he wins.
Oh my lord, this was a bad movie, guys. So bad.
I'll admit, I did not see Playing with Fire.
What?
Avoid it at all costs. Avoid it at all costs.
Okay, that gets the Razzie Award for worst movie of the year.
It really, talk about a movie that had nothing. And it has good comedians in it, but nothing. It was
It was a cringe
dribble.
fest. It was a cringe fest.
I can't even say it was okay for a kid's movie, because kids would be bored stiff at this movie. It was bad, bad, bad. Look at our review of it. definitely, like,
Lincoln.
I had to give it a 1 star because we only rate 1 to 10. So that is definitely my worst movie of the year
bad.
by
That's good.
far.
Really?
This was the Emoji Movie with humans.
Okay, so when you look at the movie, the best movies, the worst movies, how did you feel about 2019 as a whole?
How did you feel starting out 2019?
See, I think you're going to have a vastly different opinion than me because you were gone cruising for a couple
It
of months.
was, and I didn't see the last 4 or 5 ending movies that are Oscar contenders. But I'm going to say it was a year full of disappointing movies.
Okay.
Where I would say Captain Marvel to me was a bit of a disappointment. Dark Phoenix, like you said, was disappointment. Charlie's Angels was a flop. There were Brightburn I was hoping for.
Aladdin.
Brightburn, The Lion King I found bland. But there were some nice no-name surprises like Yesterday that popped up and Playing with My Family.
I'm going to say it was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
It was a mixed bag. Things that you were expecting to do well, maybe didn't do so well, and things that you didn't even know were coming really hit hard and did well. So
I'm going to say this was an awesome year for movies. Like, it started out slow,
yeah, real slow.
but the ones we thought might have been really good turned out to be okay. And ones that I didn't even see on the radar turned out to be epic. And there weren't that many really bad movies, and there weren't very many long stretches of time without a good movie to see.
Okay.
Unless you're on a cruise for 75 days. Guilty.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. Well, there you go. That's our list of some of the worst movies of the year, and I defy anybody to find one worse than Playing with Fire. Because even when the actor was trying to, during his interviews, when he was trying to say how good it was, he just says, yeah, it's a
Movie.
It's a fun, we're firefighters.
Oh,
That
I
was
know
it.
which one you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to rush right out and see it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Leave your comments down below. Let us know if you think we picked actually the worst movie of the year, some of our worst movies of the year, and what is on your list for the worst movie of the year.